Today is Sunday, it's the 19th of January, it's 2025, and I'm down on the Paseo Maritimo, or just about to go on to the Paseo Maritimo, just outside Porto Pi at the moment, and we've got one cruise ship in. It's the Aida, a regular visitor to Palma, even in the winter time. Now the road here goes into single file, so I've got to move over to the left-hand lane, and really I've come down just to have a look to see what the progress of the work is along the Paseo Maritimo. It seems to have been going on for much longer than it should have been, but now it's getting close. At least I hope it's getting close to being completed. We should start to see some signs right now. Well, immediately we see that the road on the right has been recently tarmacked, and that's a really good sign, but we're still a very bumpy single file along here, and they got some big machinery out as well, so it looks as though that bit is getting close to finishing. Planted some palm trees along the middle. The idea really is to make it a little bit more park-like along the front, a pleasant place for the people of Palma and for visitors just to come along and have a look. Alongside this, just to the right here, we've got the Club de Mar, which is the yacht club, and that is also under construction, and that seems to be coming along quite nicely. Not sure when that's due to be completed, but it looks as though they may be completed at around about the same time. So now on the right we can actually see what progress is being made, and it's actually looking pretty good now. It's obviously not finished, but progress is being made, and that's quite clear. I have already driven along here once and the camera didn't work, so this is my second attempt. Hopefully get it right this time. Anyway, it gives us a chance when the traffic lights stop here just to see what's going on around, and it looks as though whatever work they were doing below ground is now being done, and now they can start filling it in and doing the landscaping, at least on this part. The road, I think, is more or less complete. I'm not sure whether they're going to put another layer on top of this. It looks alright. The speed limit along here is 30 kilometers per hour, and I have noticed cars and everything else just whizzing by me when I travel at 30. There are speed bumps along the way. That does help to slow some vehicles down. Everybody seems to be in a rush, even though it's a Sunday. Just here I can see lots of pipe work that's gone underneath the ground. It'll get buried, so it will disappear. And lots of bricks for laying the paving already in place, so that's going. Looks like they've got the lighting already in. Some access points along the road here to the different quays that we have, and it looks as though they've actually done some of the paving on the right hand side, right by the sea. That's all new since I was last down here. A little bit of a chicane coming up, and it gets quite narrow. The bridge is still there. I'm sure that's got to go, but it's still there. Being the 19th of January, it's the eve of San Sebastian, so there's lots of activities going on in and around Palma during the week that's gone by, and the next week as well. And tonight it's all it's one big celebration in the middle of Palma, and the weather's not been very good. In fact, it was pouring down with rain this morning, so I didn't go out. I wasn't even sure whether I'd be able to do this, but it seems to have brightened up a little bit. It's been quite cold as well, temperatures down to about 13 degrees, so it's felt cold, and it was very chilly last night. But as next week progresses, temperatures are going up again, up in 18, 19 degrees, might even reach 20. See a bit more of the pipes that are going in here. Is it going to be finished for Easter? They said it's going to be. Well, we're only halfway through January, so they've still got quite a bit of time to do that. Looks like they've still got a lot of pipe work to put in under the ground here. There's access to the car park there. A lot of the parking though that was along here has now disappeared and I don't think will reappear. Was a suggestion after they'd started the work, of course, that they would put an underground car park, but the engineers soon quashed that idea. There's just no way you could easily do that, being so close to the sea, and with the work already started on the current remodelling. Turning off up to the left here is not open yet, but it's already got the road markings in, so that will be reopening at some point. I think it's all going to look really nice. I think it's going to be something to be proud of, and will benefit for years to come. The businesses, though, along the front have really suffered and seem to have had little or no compensation whatsoever, which is quite sad, really. They've had a reduction in their council contributions. It doesn't seem fair that they should pay full contributions and not be able to open as normal. This is more or less where the work finishes. I don't know if there's any plans to do anything further on in the future, but these traffic lights mark the end of the work. To the left on there we've got this Baleares, that's the fairly modern art galleries, and they've opened a new terrace up there, which is already proving a little bit controversial. Not sure they've got the right permissions. This is Mallorca. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a turnaround at the next opportunity, and I'll go back and look at it in the Paseo Maritimo in the opposite direction. Excuse me. Take the turning off here to the right. cruise ship out there. There's our wonderful cathedral. Looks as if it's got a little bit of work ongoing on there. It is a beautiful building. Nearly 700 years of history behind it. And then just to the left is the palace, which is the king's official residence when he comes to Mallorca, though he does stay at the Maritimo palace during the summertime. And in front we've got Parc de Mar, and much of the land, the road that this is built on, is actually reclaimed from the sea. Lights have changed, so off we go again. Anywhere off to the right now is a low emission zone. You can't actually turn up that road there anyway, but it is a low emission zone area, and only certain vehicles are allowed to go in there. You're supposed to have a sticker in your car to indicate that you are allowed, and eventually it will become completely low emission. The horse has not returned to his, well, he's on his plinth, but he's not lit up, so look out for that later on. To notice that as we were driving along. She was here. She, of course, is in England at the moment. And she's been to a car boot sale this morning, saying it was absolutely freezing there. I'll say it feels cold here. Back to the Baleares area, just above to the right there. And at the traffic lights we'll start to re-enter the area where the work's going on, and the speed limit is 30 kilometers per hour, which is what I'll drive at 30 kilometers per hour, and if there's any cars, I'm sure they're going to whiz past me. And just dropping down to 30 now. There are lots of speed bumps which do encourage people to slow down a little. So the bar that was on the right here, that's all been cordoned off and closed down. Don't know what's going to happen there. In fact, the whole area is cordoned off. I think that's where the workers have been storing their materials by the looks of things. Can now turn right here and go up. Remains to see how this roads go to work. It was always two-way. Now one lane is actually used as a parking area. And pretty much everything to the right is finished, I think. The lights are in position, the trees have been planted, the pavement has been paved, and I think pretty much that's complete. So the work is really still going on only to the left now. It's going to be a lot less parking, and most of these little lay-bys are going to be just drop-off for deliveries, I think. For hotel here, this is the Palma Belvedere Hotel. And dropping off there, lots of yellow zigzag zigzag lines around. Just coming up to the auditorium, which is where we can go and see shows. You sometimes go to see the orchestra. One big show that's coming up at the moment is Godspell. I went to see that years and years ago. I went to see it in Birmingham. We start to get a glimpse of what it's going to be like here now that all the palm trees in the central reservation are now planted and supported, and hopefully they're going to be thriving there. The right hand side is now a much wider walkway. It's just the left that's got to be finished. So, just going past the Palma Marina Hotel. And here's the bridge again, and we're going to go under the bridge. I just wonder how much longer we'll be able to go under this bridge. Or are they just going to leave it there as something of a monument? It is a Sunday, so not much traffic around. Although I think even in the week, people do tend to avoid this area. It's very slow moving. Barbara. So a little marina that can only take little boats because the only access to the sea is through under a bridge, and the bridge is quite low, so nothing very big is going to get through there. Do seem to race one set of red traffic lights to another. Actually getting them very far. And then this road, as we saw as we came along originally, goes into single file just around here. Any cars to the left have got to come into my lane. Towards the end now, and reaching Porto Pi. Just in front there we've got the Porto Pi lighthouse, which is one of the oldest lighthouses in the world. the restrictions. Well, that's the drive along the Paseo Maritimo. We're back to where we started. Hope you found it interesting. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.